moving the screen? No. Hi everybody. I know most of you, but still there are a few new people. Just for that, I introduce myself. I'm Captain Rita Mahota, and after sailing for 20 years, I wanted to do something else ashore. And as Captain Patil was talking, I was realizing we're going to be talking the same topic in a way. And he was talking about onboard ships and how the quality of the crew and the quality of people that we work is kind of not at the place where we would like it, right? And my questions were along those lines, and I wanted to find answers. How can we improve the supply side? You know, if you're going to bring a low caliber, you can only improve this much. But if you can bring somebody a little bit more higher, then it is that much easier to work on the ship, especially because of the complexity of what we go through. That's something that people ashore can't understand. And those questions led me to a few methods and techniques that I use today from different philosophies, and along with a lot of seafaring knowledge and training that I got through from many mentors like you, and that now has helped me position myself as a will strength coach to help people build discipline, courage, and clarity. What I call the three culprits. And I found that if people could work on these three elements, especially in their school, college, maybe in the cadetship years, the caliber of the officers and the captains that they would become would be much higher. Okay? Although my focus is not just seafaring, but that was the start. Okay? So now I've diversified into helping out a lot of other businesses, business owners, executives. And I also used to work a lot with children. That was my starting point before COVID. And I would be working with them to help them do some, build their personal discipline. Could be making their bed, could be doing simple things at home, starting to create that culture for themselves, working with parents and schools. And post-COVID, I had to pivot to the online, where we started doing programs for adults. And those programs, people could see changes. There were people like who went on to complete their PhDs, but they were languishing for some time, not finishing. People who went on to lose weight from say 108 kilos to 74 kilos. People who went on to start their businesses because they were not building themselves. So that is the background. Yeah. So on that background, people would ask me, hey, why don't you write a book? Why don't you, whatever you're telling with us, maybe bring it out in a book? And so that journey started about 2 years back, and thought of writing a book, and I would try to bring my thoughts out there. And I called the book The Three Culprits. Okay, it's available on Amazon, and it was recently launched. And while writing this book, it took me 2 years, and in that time, I went through my own three culprits, of laziness, fear, and doubt, of sometimes coming up with some innovative excuses. Maybe I'll write it later, I have something else important to do now. Or maybe the fear of how it will be perceived, whether people will want to read this book or not, and whether it's going to have some value. Doubts about how to present it, what should I structure. So I went through my culprits then. And I went to Pondicherry. I stayed there for close to a year to just get into the zone. In spite of it, it helped, but not really. Uh, Again, every time coming up, I would come up with some innovative reasons and keep pushing it and dealing that. And at the same time, of course, I was also working with my clients, helping them get better also. And one of the days, I decided that enough is enough. I went and locked myself in one monastery for 30 days. I said, I'm not coming out of this without the booking. So I went there, and every day I took a commitment that I will write something, but not going to be zero. And so every day I had to write something, and there were days when I felt burnt out. I can't write a chapter; it's just not happening. And my body was telling me that anyway nobody knows this challenge. So you need to say that you don't want to do it. It's okay, right? But I know that I will know that. And so I had to beat my own culprits there, and I would make sure that I write some chapter every day. Sometimes I would start in the evening 6, but make sure I finish it before midnight. Again, next day, one more hour. And 29 days, I finished the first draft. And then I came out, and then I went, did my second draft, clean up, third draft. And I was able to launch this book in Mumbai along in the presence of Robin Sharma, who has been my mentor and whose books I've read and really inspired me. And also there were many other influencers and business owners. So I took that opportunity to launch the book in December. The original idea was to also launch it with the fraternity, like with all of you here. But it happened too suddenly. I said, okay, let me grab this opportunity and have this launch there. And today I have a copy for all of you over here. Okay, it's my gift to the fraternity. And I would like to, before I start, I want to know, like, just with the context of three culprits, okay, what would be your own pain point or the pain point that you think there is for you or someone else, just to see what we think about this, from life in the context of the three culprits. Could be personal habits, could be something that you would like to get better, something that you want to start but you're holding back, something that you would, want to shift maybe a company, maybe you want to shift a career. I don't know what it is. So just to get all the way, anything, any thoughts? Any thoughts about where you want to go, or what is it that is you would like to see something better in your life? What would that be?
Overcoming inhibitions.
Overcoming inhibitions for you, yeah. So, and what about anybody else? Anything else you want to see something? We obviously cannot be already at full potential, so we know we can hit much bigger numbers in whatever our abilities are. So, what is it that you would like? What is it that from your health, wealth, impact, or something like that? Is there something that you would like to achieve more? Something?
Um, well, in terms of health, yes.
Yep.
Daily exercise, walk, which I'm very lazy.
Okay. So that's a good one. I'll come to that. Okay. And anything else?
I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want.
What is it?
What I don't want to get into it is maybe road rage.
Road rage. You don't want to become, but you have
Suffer, right? You have suffer. You don't need to.
Yeah, so you found this, in a way, your own answer to your problem, right? You found that I don't want to get into it. Why not just get? There are people probably in your place who will want to not come out of it. They are there in the way. Not they know the problem, but they're not taking action, right? So you found your way there. So anything else for yourself? Anything that you're looking for? Something that you want to
Really, I'm thinking of doing something else other than sailing.
Okay.
The last 5-6 months, I found something by chance. Good, but that inhibition, that fear is always there, whether it's going to work or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think finally, when you're pushed into it, you end up doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a matter of time when you get used to it.
Absolutely. So that also works in some ways. And anything, sir, for you?
Yeah, just get out of the present comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Yeah, it is very difficult.
Very difficult, yeah.
So the thing is going okay. Let it remain like that. I don't know. That feeling, no, I don't want to upset the apple cart right now. Sometimes bothers me.
Yeah. So it could serve for you.
I've been fascinated by farming, but I'm kind of scared to get into it. I'm researching, I'm still researching. So yeah, at some point I do want to,
Yeah.
dive. But yeah, I'm just a bit scared.
It's scary. So you can see, and what about you, sir? Right, sir?
My thing is, before I close my eyes, I wanted to continue with training my juniors and all.
Yeah.
And since last 1-2 shifts, I couldn't do anything because of the hectic run and reduced staff
Okay.
on board and all those things. Otherwise, I want them to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, something to energize us. Ship energizes us, gives us our vocation, gives us our money, identity. But is there something else that you are trying to see? What about you?
Uh,
What I miss is that uh, traveling, that we are very prolific, we have traveled, but with the family, I want to see as much as possible the world. As much, yes. So that it's like before till the last breath, see as much with your eyes as much you can. Because that is the thing I think we are going to take with us.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a time constraint or something is there. But of course, that's my wishes there.
And so, like, I mean, you'll know where you are. It's also to ask the next question from desire to see that what is stopping me from getting that? What is stopping me from getting that? What am I doing towards it? Am I moving a little bit, a one towards it? Or I've seen people who have told me that, hey, you know what, I'm starting this training institute, wow, super, this. Next year I meet them for dinner or lunch. After a year, I'm going to be starting this thing. Okay, but okay, at least have you scouted for land? No, 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 all that we will do this year. So what is it have you moved? Where is the needle moving? What is our own becoming aware of our stuff? So in a way, maybe to an extent, especially at your position, you already have overcome what I call there are many peaks. I talk about that in this book. There are many peaks of success. And especially as a captain, you already at something called a success peak. You're already successful. But what else? I'm captain already, right? Now is the time where if we allow ourselves, we can become complacent. We fall into the trap of complacency. Or you can go through that valley and say, you know what? Now is the time to find something else. Maybe in maritime, maybe in something else. But now to be a champion speak, something I want to bring to the world, something I've learned so much of these years. I want to give back, creating a legacy, right? So that is the peak you're climbing. Maybe somebody who are not at this stage will be climbing a different peak, much lower. Okay, trying to let's say let's make some fun, let's make this and let's make that. So that is our three culprits, how they come in the way and how we can do it. So this book is for anyone who may be aware that they have this issue, but they don't know what to do. So there are a lot of tasks and stories to kind of get started. And there are also people who may not even be aware that I may be having this. Okay, it's for that kind of people. If you're, it's about you. Okay, I know this problem. I know I'm lost. I know I'm lost. Tell me the direction. And people who may not know they are lost. Okay, and who need to find directions. If you already lost and you know the direction, then that's the next level. Okay, you know what to do. You need to take the steps to go out. I know that. I know everything. That's another. So this book talks about different tasks that you can do, and a lot of tasks and things I've got inspiration from the sea, right? And to share an example, I call it the Olympic task, which I would do with children later with adults, and to read from that, little excerpts from that is as an apprentice of the ship, my batchmates and I would compete with the rest of the crew who would compete more work. I once decided to compete with them on quality and quantity of work, and it would make me feel great on what I could achieve. Okay. Out of curiosity, I followed up on this work and realized it needed less maintenance than other areas of the ship. Not only did I enjoy doing the work, but the work gave me back by needing less attention in later months. I could focus on other things. So this I call the Olympic task of how if we could bring the cadets or students and anybody in our life by doing it for one simple thing. It's called the power of transference. That means if I tell you, if I give you probably a spoon, and tell you just polish it, with a cloth or something, such that if anybody in the world comes, you are definitely going to get it. Right? There's no way you're going to get beaten on that. Okay? Maybe they'll all get good, but there's no way you're getting silver. Right? So once we start doing, but it'll be like, my God, it's so silly. What does the spoon do to do? It's too small. It's not my ego. It doesn't give my ego a nice boost. But you'll start seeing the power of transference, replicating this in other areas of work. Okay? So maybe you're already like that and it's good, but if not, you want to train somebody, then giving in that one small thing is how you break that excellence and build that quality of excellence. So that is one thing there, and there are other things like stories. I talk about stories about relationships, how fear comes in the way there, and they're not able to, mend bridges. People who wanted to start a business. These are stories of my clients, a little bit tweaked, and things that I would help them out with, and how they would practice these tasks to see some real life changes. Okay. And the book is segregated into stories and some life strategies and tasks that people could do every day. Like simple, small things, and to see some changes. And even the book has got a camera lens with a warrior coming out. It's to symbolize you, the person, the reader, in a way trying to beat the three culprits, which is always there in us. It doesn't leave us, and how we need to be aware of it and keep battling that. To go from feeling of victim that hey, I can't do anything to saying that yeah, this is my life, this is my cards, I'm going to change them later. And even the red color, I chose the red color because I myself was not a red color person. Okay, and I said, hey, my fear is coming in the way of making me choose a red color book. I said, then that's the very color I want to choose. And that's how I ended up choosing the red.
Red coat.
The red coat today. So I left stories like that, little nuggets in this book, and I hope you enjoy reading it. And it's like I said, it's available in Amazon. Please do gift it to a friend or a family. Support the author, support the America. Sure. And in case you have friends in the shipping, you would like to just send it across to the company, just write and send it across to them. So that is the thing about this book primarily. If you have any questions you would like to ask me, I would be happy to talk about it.
Looking good, Mr.
So this is in Indra. It's called Montfort. Anything else you would like to know about it? Or anything? How many of you would like to write a book someday? No?
I'm thinking of writing a very But one thing I just tell Crystal, right?
Yeah.
You said that Captain said that he just wants to train again. At this whatever point of time, I feel settled. Am I not entitled to having that feeling of settlement?
Absolutely.
But I don't have new provision. I don't want to go. I am doing my job. I am going about things. I'm taking my responsibility.
Fantastic. No, I absolutely respect that, and that is fantastic. But there are people who may have something else, okay, but hold back themselves out of one of these things, okay, because they don't want to take that. If you say no, it's nothing of this, I'm just happy where I'm brilliant. That's the place you are, right? But if it is because of fear, oh my God, I don't want to take that. I'm holding back. Then you're limiting yourself.
It's really brilliant that the patience, it's hats off to you and sometimes it's just.
So that's why if you want to write a book someday, then reach out to me. That's what I want to tell you. And
The next book, sir?
next book, I'm on parenting. Some
Parenting.
A lot of demands for that because I work extensively with children from 14 to 18. We also published a book there with the children called All of the Blue. It's a more of a picture book, very picture heavy. It's not, so it's not yet uploaded on Amazon. And nicely done, children and 3 of us mentors. So that was a very unique experience for children.
So how is it feeling? It's like now, what's your experience before sailing and like writing?
So yeah, whenever I come to gathering, it gets me back to that sailing days. Some problems on the sea. Oh my God, yeah, I remember those problems.
Because when we were discussing about that problem itself, and you did not ask any single question, and I think you are already in that.
Already in the zone, I will see. Okay, there is so much of like delegation. The questions why I wanted to step out was I was not getting reliable officers. I was not getting reliable to delegate also to go and sleep peacefully. And I would say, why are you sending me such people where I can't train them or not trainable also? And then, like I remember the Gandhi's quote. I know it's cliche. that if you want to change something, then you need to change it somewhere. So that was the one I said, you know what, I can complain to everybody and say, you're not sending good people. Why not do something at the end, okay, at the supply side, and see if I could change maybe a few hundred people who are coming into the system, right? And that's how it is. So,
And has it helped? I mean, as in, I still feel that the officers coming to
of course, my impact is not done at that level, but we have trained only 14 to 18-year-old, not necessarily they are going to go into 60s.
That's the funny part, like, because the guys who have caliber have realized their, I mean, at least understood, realize that they have caliber, they're not coming to see. Because right now, C is not really a preferred. So
Yeah.
nobody wants to be erased from their, social media and stuff like that. So
It is how when we came into the system, your reference were on your way out.
exactly.
It's our time.
Right.
There were so many other options. You leave the family, go there.
Exactly.
How-
Yeah.
So it depends on how you position it. Now, if like a youngster comes to you and if you're going to tell him, okay, this is how it is, the dark side of it, not good, this, they will not, right? So then it becomes your role that, hey, can I influence, not like telling him any lie or anything, but telling him, you know what, there is a good side to it. Even if you don't want to stay forever, you can be a third officer, get something, training, and use that to go do something else. You could try that. And also to share, like I think you were mentioning about the business, and now I'm also like a business coach. After trying out many things, failing, losing money, then finally taking some great help from some top line business coaches and business owners who guided me to streamline my own work. Who have helped me. What I realized was it all just came down to plan. Okay, even in business. I would think, okay, business is something else. Okay, I don't know that part. I know see, okay, this, that may be something else. I work from a business family. But the more I got into them, they told me, Preetham, this is exactly okay, how you're building your systems there, how you're building. And then once I started learning those systems, okay, I was able to crack. Okay, so what my advice is that if you want to crack in the business side of things, you have to create your systems. Okay? Create those things. It looks very boring, but that is the thing. And once you crack that, then your business will just fall in place. So yeah, that is my thoughts on anything else, sir?
Just a bit off topic. I mean, since we're talking about writing books, have you tried ChatGPT?
ChatGPT, yes. I got to know recently. I got to know about a month back.
So is it good? I wouldn't understand. I'm not
Yeah,
so
ChatGPT,
literally-
what I understand is it is making content, it's automating content. Suppose you say, I want how to conduct a meeting, it will give you all those things, right? So that way, there is going to be a flood of content. Okay, everybody will just go to get it, copy paste it as a business content. But what is going to separate good quality content is your own experience. See, that chat GPT cannot put. Okay, you put some example from the sheet, chat GPT doesn't know that.
Oh, no, it does.
It does, but still it can't.
You have to set it in the group.
But it was still not going to be.
No, to be very honest, okay, I did lot of things. Okay, forget about me, okay, shipping is a small thing. My daughter, she is an AI engineer, okay. So she was trying her course, which took them 15-20 days to crack it when they were doing it.
Yeah, it is.
It is bad. She told it was absolutely without any errors. Okay, there are some small things, some you can tweak it. Some in some of the codes, but most of the codes, that is where it is more helpful. Where you have got artificial intelligence, machine learning, the algos, it's absolutely phenomenal. And only
So
thing is,
I'm saying that the literate, like the creative aspect of it. I mean, I understand code is amazing. It's
No,
not
you
even
don't-
but create.
No, if you want to write a story, okay,
Yeah.
so put in the keywords, like,
I tried it. So it says, yeah, it gives us a story. So I'm like, okay, so now write a book. I first write, and I said write a book. And it said it's too big for me, but I can do like the first, give you the chapters. It actually gave me chapters. So I'm just saying, now obviously I read it, it sounds good to me. I mean, it looks good to me. So you as a writer, I mean, you tell me things that you guys look at, like as an author. So is it that good, or is it hitting all the points, or what?
It is good. Technically, it is good. It's like if I
It's learning.
if I
I'll give you an example. Like you say, give me a 500 words essay on the importance of cow in rural life. Okay, so it gives you something. You read that and you find it like it's not as good as you wanted it to be.
Okay.
So you say, okay, is it really 500 words? It says, apologize, it's 264 words. I'll give you another 500 words essay. So it comes up with another one. Then you say, no, I'm not happy with it. Include this, exclude this.
Or delete and put something.
Yeah, put something more. So it's a continuous thing. And believe me, in few days' time, children are not going to do any homework. They are going to just do chat GPT. There's a very good video from Ayush Shraddha. Yeah, she says the software engineer now needs to learn to use chat GPT, not go to an engineering college.
I mean, from that way it is damaging. But it is also like if I get two plants here, one is a plastic, all perfect, and another real one, okay, which has got little brown tinge here and there, and of course nowadays even the plasticky ones are being made to that. But the beauty will be in the other one, the live one, right, with the flaws. It's not the perfect which will be pretty. So that is the distinguisher. That is why now what people have gone one step ahead. They're taking the chat GPT and adding errors to humanize it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You have the basic thing, and you correct it to your.
So that there are natural errors in between.
So could you have done it, like, for example, if you went for, like, you had a writer's block or whatever, and you then got this and all. Like, say, okay, I don't feel like writing, okay, write one chapter. If you feel
Like I said, like the challenge itself, I don't have to distribute it, right? I took a 30-day challenge. Nobody knows other than now.
see, okay.
So that was about me. If I have to be, will I be an imposter preaching this? It is for me to tell, or am I going to be
No,
genuine?
that is your own feelings which are talking about.
I mean, that's a different.
Yeah.
That's a different. So it's like, so from that aspect, I have to write that.
But if you have to give a school essay
Yeah.
of 700 words and you
No,
are
not
short of
that.
it.
You're not, your identity is not depending on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You just want to do it as an excuse.
So there's this friend of mine who's on site in Australia. So he's got a daughter studying class 9. She got an award from Harvard Princeton. I don't know what it is. He said it's some affiliation of Harvard University. So out of 5 students selected in Australia, she is one of them. And the essay comes from. And he told me.
So in UK and all that, any
It's like, you are the. Jitendra was the one who was like, all excited about this, and I said, okay, you come and
so there is an anti-plagiarism software. So you write you put that in your projects and all that, whatever they don't evaluate. They scan it and put it on the computer. And the computer checks all the databases of all the colleges. And then says review.
The feel is very good.
Yeah,
Whatever is there, but the feel is good. It's like a
Olympic
product.
Olympic class, Olympic level.
So we hope that
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to agree some good sales. So with your support, please do more than anything. Do leave a review on Amazon. Don't wait for the book to finish. Sometimes people take a year also to finish. So write a partial review. You can always go and write bad ones later. If you don't like it, but write some review.
To give you a round of applause.
Thank you. I'm using a group pitch with the book little later.
So I'd just like to propose a vote of thanks for the presenters of today, Captain Prashant Patil and Captain Pritam Madhukar. Excellent presentation.